Hello to all my distance learners. I am going to go over the directions for part two of your assignment. Just so you guys understand that this assignment is not extra work that you're doing above and beyond what the students that are here for hybrid learning are doing. We just had the opportunity to do some activities that were hands on in class on Monday and Tuesday for the Scarlet Crew and Wednesday and Thursday for the Pride Crew. So, since I don't have you guys in the classroom doing those assignments, then this part two was what the alternative is for you. So, if you look at part two, it says the directions. Notice you now have multiple options for mutations. Once you select the lab option on the simulator, you're going to have straight ears, floppy ears, short teeth or long teeth, and you also have some added environmental factors such as tough food. So think about that and how these traits of long teeth or short teeth might be affected when you have tough food to be able to scrape into and to gather. Think about how these added factors might affect our bunny populations. And so, as you just observe without doing anything with the simulator yet, think about questions that come to your mind. All right. Like I said, will that tough food, is there a certain characteristic, whether it's short teeth or long teeth, that may survive better in an environment that is full of tough food? That could be one of your questions that you state here below. All right. And there's going to be other options that come up here too that you might think of as you are planning ahead with this simulator and what may occur if you select different options there. So, three questions are what you want to come up with. Then you're going to take and choose one of your questions. So, whichever one of these questions you're most interested in learning, whether the results turn out as you think they may, that is the question that you're going to focus on. So, using what you've learned about the scientific method and natural selection, create an experiment that you're going to conduct using that simulator to answer that question. So, here are the steps of the scientific method. You have 5 different steps there that you are going to be completing. So, step number 1 says ask your question. You're just going to really rewrite your question from which one you chose from up above. Then you're going to include some observations about what you already know about the rabbit population. Okay, so we know that brown was the dominant. If brown is the dominant trait, that in a environment where it is dry, the brown bunnies are going to survive more easily because they blend into their environment. Okay, so these are some observations. These are some things that we already know. If we change the environment to a snow environment, well, then the trait of white fur is going to have a better chance of survival. If we don't have any predators in the environment, then the world gets taken over by rabbits, right? And so those are some observations, some things that you already know from doing the first simulation. Part 3 says make a prediction or a hypothesis based on your observations. So this is where you're going to think back to your question and you're going to, without doing any experimenting yet, you're going to base your prior knowledge, use your prior knowledge, and you're going to make a prediction. So maybe it's, I think that rabbits with longer teeth are going to survive better in a population that has rough food, okay? Or that has the tough food for consumption, all right? So that could be your prediction of what you think is going to happen. And then in order to test your hypothesis, you need to create an experiment. So the experiment here has step 1, step 2, step 3. You may need more steps than that, and you just keep adding them if you need them. So we would just click a return and type step 3 or step 4, excuse me, and go from there. If you are able to put together your experiment with just 3 steps, then that's all you need. So these steps would be like I had explained in part 1 for each of your rounds, exactly what you need to click on in the simulator to make it happen the way that you want it to. So this might be select a mate, might be step 1. Okay. Make brown fur the dominant fur, could be step 2. Step 3 could be add a environmental factor after 2 generations of rough food or tough food. Okay. So that could be step 3. And then you'd have to continue on with what would be the steps to make your experiment happen. And then afterwards, you're going to perform that experiment and explain what has happened. Okay, so hopefully that helps you get through your simulator and filling in this portion of your assignment. If you have questions, email me or join me in our Google meetings. They happen on hybrid days at 2:35. And so that'll be tomorrow, Thursday at 2:35. And then also next week, we will have one Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2:35. Thanks, you guys. Take care.